Today's game review is going to be a lot more straightforward than usual.
Why?
Well, it's because today's game review, there really isn't too much to really dive into story-wise or anything else like that.
Well, what game is it?
Monster House.
Wait, I thought that was a movie that everyone forgot about it, but only a select few seem to remember it.
It is a Ninjie, but they also made a game out of the movie. Hell, I even remember advertisements for this game back when it was on TV. It just ended up becoming just as forgotten as the movie did, only to a select few of people.
Well then, let us begin!
The story of Monster House the game takes place steering from the point where the main characters DJ, Jenny, and Chowder end up getting trapped inside the house and get separated. So it's up to you to help kill the house and escape.
More to the story, cause that really feels like a very short story explanation.
No, not really. That's literally what the game is about. Not that much in story. That's why it's straightforward this time.
Well, if that's about it for the story, can you tell us more about the gameplay? I mean, what do you do inside this monster house?
The game is played in a third-person shooter perspective, as you go room to room, fighting things like chairs, floorboard spiders, walking lamps, wallmaster-like pipes, and radiator crabs, to name a few. There is some puzzle solving, but that really isn't the focus, as it's more for the combat against the household objects trying to kill you. Some of the monsters are creative and make great use of the idea of you fighting monsters from household objects work very well, especially in the first of two boss fights in the entire game. This being, you have to fight the stall-like thingy merged with the chandelier. The boss fight isn't really that hard, but I like the strategy used to fight it. Watching what the chandelier does to telegraph its attacks, and afterwards you have to attack the lights on the chandelier itself. It's such a pity that this is the only time the game does a boss fight like this, because I know the developers of this game have made pretty fun bosses, in my opinion, in other games. It's also such a shame. The game gets very ruined by the Quicktime events that pop up at random moments.
Quicktime events?
Yeah, in some of the cutscenes and during the gameplay, you'll be prompted to press the button on a controller in very random points of the game to avoid tree limbs coming from the windows. And I use random in air quotes because you'll be able to tell when they'll appear. Like a window having black behind it in comparison to other windows that use a blue light. They are annoying, and in some cases, if you mess them up, the checkpoint is further from where you made your progress. And the game uses randomized buttons you have to press, so every playthrough, you'll never know what button you need to press.
Okay, we get it that QuickTime events are pointless, but why does the game do this? Do you have a guess at it?
Well, my guess is because about every horror game that came out in this era of gaming used QuickTime events. Even in games that didn't even warrant QuickTime events.
Well, is the game at least scary?
No, much like the movie, the game really isn't that scary. It's not even creepy. Monster House uses much more stockier sounding, creepy, orchestrated music to convey the mood. And it doesn't add to any mood in the game the game thinks it's going for. It doesn't help the fact that the music is usually on a loop and sounds the same when you're fighting enemies no matter what.
The collectibles, I mean, what is the point of collecting them? What reward do you get?
Yeah, there are. Throughout the game, the health items are things like soda, ice cream, and milkshakes. The main collectibles are things for your secondary weapons, toy monkeys, and game tokens. The things for the secondary weapons are water balloons for Chowder, camera flashes for DJ, and slingshot ammo for Jenny. Toy monkeys are for unlocking concept art, while the game uses tokens to unlock a game for within a game. Thou Art Dead from the movie.
Art Dead? What is that game?
It's basically a Ghosts and Goblins clone, complete with an NES aesthetic. I don't care much for this game, as in all the years I've played this game, I've never gotten off the first level. I guess I just suck, but hey, if you're into that type of a game, you might get some fun out of it.
I guess you don't recommend it, after all the large complaints you have against the game.
No, you know what? I actually do recommend it.
Wait, what?
The game isn't perfect by any means, the sound sounds the same, and the QuickTime events get very annoying. The game truly shines with the monster designs as they get out of the household objects. The gameplay itself is fun, and also the game, I want to say, is about 5 hours long, so if you have a young kid, they will probably get some enjoyment out of it. However, for more experienced players, there really isn't much here for you.
Now, as far as movie license games go, where does it fall on that spectrum? Is it good, bad, where?
Well, if we're going to conclude this review with where the game falls on the movie license spectrum of gaming, this game can fall into the meh side of it. It's harmless. There's really nothing to get angry over in this game. And with that, we'll just end this review right here. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.